It's going to be college football chaos this weekend. I'm telling you.
Chaos.
Mick Foley. It's going to be like the time Mick Foley went through the top of the cage.
He did go through the top of the cage. He got thrown off of it and he went through it. But you know how he got up, Dirk? He drank his Prips on the floor. We're here to talk about the college football playoffs sponsored by Prips, the great tasting sports drink. And the college football playoff this year is a Royal Rumble. It is just made.
It is. You know what?
Yeah.
And there's a couple games that are just going to cause chaos. It's kind of like I'm going to put it as if the Oregon Ducks beat Washington in the Pac-12 championship, it's going to be like Mick Foley pulling out Sacco on the college football playoff rankings.
What about this? If Florida State finishes undefeated, it's like that time Ric Flair he entered number one in the Royal Rumble and he won. That's
okay.
Whoa! So there are a lot of weird scenarios that can happen.
Okay.
What's the weirdest?
And if Georgia loses to Alabama, it's going to be like the time Vince McMahon got slapped around in the ring. Which time?
Explain this to me. Explain yourself. No, we're not even going to try and go there. Okay, here's what's going to happen, Dirk. Alabama beats Georgia. It's just a moment of destiny. Jalen Milroe completes a 4th and 31 pass. Nick Saban
6-year QB.
Apparently made some sort of deal with the devil, and Alabama's going to the national championship once again. No. It's happening.
Oh, and if that happens, we talked about this, but if Alabama beats Georgia, I still think Georgia goes in, Alabama goes in, Florida State undefeated, and Michigan is undefeated. Those are your four. And that leaves out, if Oregon wins, right, that leaves out both Pac-12 teams.
Let me ask you this, Dirk.
Yeah.
How do you justifiably put Georgia in the national championship over Texas, who beat Alabama at Alabama?
Different time period.
But the same.
But look at Texas all year. They've let teams like Wyoming and others stay around into the fourth quarter, and then they come out. I mean, also the loss that they have isn't a great loss. Oklahoma is not the team that they looked like when they beat Texas.
It's not a great loss, but you could be like, Alabama had that South Florida team hanging around with them, and they got into trouble in a few games with some.
It's going to be college football chaos this weekend.